All right, today, another day of Shibashi, but a completely different set of 18. But let's begin today just kind of shaking things out. Starting with the hands and wrists, and maybe adding just a little bit of bounce into the heels, not necessarily lifting the heels off the floor just yet. You shake it out a little bit. Set one of the Shibashi primarily focused on the meridians running through the upper body. Set two focuses mostly on the meridians running through the legs. There are just as many running through the legs as come through the arms, and they do not intersect. Hence the separate sets for the separate halves of the body. All right, shake that body up a little more vigorously now, and let's begin to turn just a little bit as we do. And Rosita, you'll like to hear this. Tara did have her meeting with John, and everything went great. And let's put a little more swing in the arms. And then take out the shake and keep the swing. And begin to deepen out the breath. In through the nose if you're able, and out through either the mouth or the nose. Actually, in the Shibashi sets, the preference is to breathe out through the mouth. And let's take the hands into loose fists and begin a little tapping on the lower belly, lower back, knocking on the door of life. The little announcement change for my locals, since I can see all of you. It looks like when we come back into person, those sessions will be held over in Grafton at the building, the old NSAA building next to the library. I'm meeting with Paula next week to nail down some times and days and work things out to use that space over there, which is where I started with battling ropes about a decade ago. All right, let's float the hands back off the body and begin to accentuate the shift of weight from side to side. A lot of turning today. Some of it's just turning a foot out. Some of it is actually stepping out into a bow step. And some fun and colorfully named forms today. All right, let's slow this down. Coming to rest in Wuji, and let's connect to the breath with a little spinal cord breathing. Breathing in as we rise, spreading those elbows apart, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and a gentle fold as we bring it all back in. Let's add a little turn to the top of the last few. Just a gentle turn of the upper spine. And one last one. Rising back up into Wuji. Let's start with a hand over the lower dantian. Close your eyes. And prepare for another 18 forms. Forms into the standing post for a few minutes. And come down on the sides. Just gently rise, spread apart, and breathing out as they release down. And in this set, this is referred to as regulating the qi. One more time. Let the hands come together at the bottom and then pull those up. About shoulder height, pressing them forward. Moving the qi along the microcosmic orbit. In a little different way than we do in other sets. The normal breathing pattern would be to breathe in as we rise here and then breathe out as we press forward and down. One more turn. Let the hands release at the bottom. And then turning to the side, lifting, looking forward, then backward, lifting the heel, lifting the toe. Just breathe naturally here. Through most of the forms today, there's no need to regulate the breathing pattern. This is The Wind Blows Through the Willows. Alternating back and forth between lifting the heel, lifting the toe. Letting your head follow the forward hand. And let's get ready to bring this side back in. Turn the foot in, turn the other foot out. And let's repeat on the other side. Again, eyes following the hand that's in front of you. alternating back and forth between lifting the heel, lifting the toe. Wind blows through the willows. Let's take a couple more, and then we'll pull this back into the center. Turn the foot back in, return to Wuji, and then picking the hands up, pointing the fingers toward each other as you step out and down each side of the leg. Breathing in as we rise, breathing out as we search for the needle in the sea. Let's take one more on this side. As you rise, step back in, stepping out to the other side. Tracing down each side of the leg with the hands. Hovering the hands off the legs a couple inches. Take one more time down and then return to the center. Let the arms sweep out to one side. Turn both palms back into the breeze and sweep across. Spiraling the hands on each side. Hands, palms into the breeze as the fisherman casts his net. I like to pattern breathe this one. Breathing in, crossing one direction. Natural side as the hands change places. And then breathing out, bringing it back. You want to look for the edge of your range of motion as you come across a little bit of a turn. If you can get your hands to make that change behind you, that's wonderful. A couple more times across. And then let's bring it back to the center. And for this next one, we're going to need our fingers together, 2 fingers together, your other fingers held back by your thumb. We're going to take the arms all the way up overhead and then across the front. As they come across the front, foot comes behind, look over your fingers. So your fingers, your foot, your head are all pointing the same direction. Swing down, up and over, across the front. Come across the front, leg goes behind, head follows fingers. This one's called the Immortal Pointing the Way. Over the top, across the front, step back, look past the fingers. This one has been known to challenge balance a little bit. One more. And then just release everything back down to Wuji. Hands come up on the waist. Shift the weight to one side. Lift the foot. Extend the leg. Bend the leg. Plant the foot. Shift the weight. Breathing in. Rise. Kick. Breathing out. Bring it back in. Set it down. The mischievous boy kicks his legs. Let's take one more on each side. And the arms float up. Hands come together, pulling them down in prayer position. As you do, step back with one leg. Hands float down, return the leg overhead. Hands come together, pulling down to prayer position. Step back on the other leg. It's called the Holy Crane Worships the Moon. Again, that weight shift is important for balance. Fill up that standing leg. One more on each side. Releasing down to Wuji. Hands form fists at the bottom. Pull them up. Come claws and press forward. Breathing in, fists rise to about the shoulders. Hands push forward as claws. As we exhale, yellow dragon pushes out his claws. Easy to pattern breathe this one. Breathing in as we pull those fists up and breathing out as we press the claws forward. Couple more. Last one. The hands float back down, turning the palms up, lifting. Turning the hands over at the face, put them up overhead, and then one comes out. This is a variation of shooting the bow. Hands float down, lift, turn the hands over, extend one hand out, pulling the bow to shoot the eagle. One more. And hands float down. Another one with a hand mudra. So we want to take our middle two fingers and press them in between our thumbs. Put that up high so you can see. So pinky and forefinger out, the other two fingers in the thumb. Turning to one side, and we set this one up overhead. Take an inhale here, and then on the exhale, turn the hands forward, push over. Spiraling the hands so palms are up as we rise, turning them over, pressing down. This is twin dragons emerge from the sea. Breathing in as we rise, breathing out, we press down. One more time on this side. Coming back to center, turn that foot back in. I'll set up the other side. Breathing out, turn the hands over. Press down. One more. And release the hands, turning the foot back to center, returning to Wuji. Turning the foot out as we push and then cross. Turn the foot back in. Turn the other foot out and push. Sweep across, turn the foot in. Alternating the turnout, going along with the push, and as we cross, let the foot come back in. So it's crossing the wild blue ocean. Push, sweep across, turn the foot back, other foot turns out, and we push and cross. Oops, got lost in the moment. Bring it across. Let's bring it across one more time. And pull it back in. Let the hands float down. Now we're going to float them up nice and wide like we've got a big ball. Spin that ball, one hand on top, one on the bottom. Now turn, take that front hand, press it. Spin the ball out here. Pull it across, take the top hand and press. Spin the ball. Across we go. A little bit of a turn and press. Lion plays with the ball. Low it a little bit. Come across and press. Begin your turn back, and as you're turning, spin the ball. So your spin actually happens as you cross center, press. It's another one, real easy to pattern breathe. Exhale on that press. Inhale it across. Exhale, press. Let's take one more time across in each direction. Here comes the last one. And then let the hands just continue up. Hands come back down, holding the moon now in front of us. Hands shift to the other side. Embracing the moon at the dantian. So round out, embrace the moon in front of you. Let's take it across one more time. Toss it away. Coming back down to Wuji. And then we begin to fly. So turn. Turn back in. Turn out. Fly. Turn in. Turn out. Fly. The phoenix spreads its wings. Let's go one more to each side. And the last one. Now stepping out to a corner as we form fists and press forward. Relax down. Other corner. Hands a loop around, form fists. This is striking the opponent's ears. Lest you forget the notion that Qigong is the parent of all the martial arts. Every once in a while, some martial aspects show up. One more punch on each side in the ears. And we bring it back in. And for the final two forms, calm things back down. Circling in front of the lower dantian, circling the qi around the dantian. You can be going either direction. We're going to go both. And let's change direction. And one more turn. Coming to rest in the center. And then rising to about shoulder height. Gathering in, pressing down. 18th form, collecting the qi. I guess we'll save our standing post for tomorrow. A typical way to end this set is to close this move into the standing post and then stand for quite some time. One more time. As the hands float down this time, let them come hand over the lower dantian. You can bring your feet together a little closer if you'd like. Close your eyes, and we'll take a few breaths here to close it out. One more big breath in. And as you release that breath, release the hands, let the eyes come back open. Everything a little shake out at the bottom. Thanks for joining me for Shibashi Set 2.